La 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 da, 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 dee. Da, dee, da, dee, da. La, da, dee, da, da. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Da, dee, da, dee, da. Mm. Shutting the studio down. Yep, 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 yep. Hey, big old afternoon. How you doing? Pulling up our HG on the CSE live quote. We can see we're moving at 25% today. Why does it taste so sweet? Because it's like candy. Yep. 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 Broke up and out of that triangle perfectly, huh? Oof. Spot on. Doesn't get better than that. I said strong possibility. I said it. Yep. 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 Yeah, we'll turn that off for a little bit. HGRAF breaks the all-time high. I'm gonna have to shut the studio down. That's it. We're shutting the studio down. Alright, the only way I'll keep the studio open. Y'all gotta give me a sugar cookie. HGRAF on the move. Love it. I love it. And right after it pumped and everyone missed it, what'd they say? Oh, is it real? I don't know. It might be a pump and dump. I don't know. Right? Don't let them grind you down. Yep. 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 One day at a time. One winner at a time. That's what I always say. See how each graph looks with the triangle. Oh, yeah, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, now, I mean, again, technically we broke up and out, so we really should come up to like here. So, HGRAF should get above 1.5 potentially pretty soon. But we'll see now if we break up, right? Because, I mean, we knew this was happening today, but we'll see now if we like break up and then like come back down to where we were. or if we just pump and take that next level higher and go right back to that support trend line. Because again, it started running, right? This was what, the 16th, and we broke the 6th. So the stock started running, the word got out, the volume started coming in, we pumped the stock to, you know, hundreds of % above already established highs. And then we slowly broke support, and now we're coming back up. So I think it really wants to get back here. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Actually, looks like we ran up a little drop, and now we're going up again. Shout out to the Discord crew, of course. I mentioned, actually got on late today, but I came on and I remember seeing the Nvidia news about how they're going to have to pay 15%. And I said, in my opinion, markets should be red. I don't even know how we're green, right? And I said puts on SPY, QQQ, DIA. And the Dow dropped over 200 points, I think, at one point. The S&P, the NASDAQ turned red. So easy money, right? In, out, in, out. Everybody likes to go in. Nobody likes to go out. When in doubt, buy Tesla. Yep, we got dollar up. Yields actually seem to be slowly climbing up. We got that Nvidia news. I mean, stocks really should be down. Again, like it, I mean, we raged all of these markets like on the back of Nvidia. And now even when Nvidia gets bad news, doesn't matter, we barely drop. I mean, you gotta read between the lines here, people. That's why I would advise you, in my opinion, get your hedges in place. Always keep some cash on hand, right? Just in case you wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden we're down 1,000 points a day or whatever, right? At least you'll have some cash on hand. You got your 1 or 2 hedge positions, right? So you'll be able to keep your head above water a little bit, even if markets drop. Again, better safe than sorry. And everyone gets aggravated if they keep cash on hand and everything keeps raging, right? Then they feel like they're missing out on it. And again, tale as old as time. As soon as you break the discipline, go against the rules, and go all in, that's when markets will start pulling back and you'll be screwed because you're already locked in, you have no more cash. That's how it happens. Oh, Lord, it's a damn shame. So we're technically, this is our trend line. 44,273. Yeah, it's close enough. So we come down like her. Alright, so that's our daily resistance here. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh my goodness, breaking up, breaking out. Above average volume. Still got about 30 minutes to go. HG on the CSE. Just a handful of pennies away from a new high. Let's see if it's got the juice in the last 28 minutes. Got some nubs in the Discord speculating about CPI numbers tomorrow, like it matters. We went over this. Good data, stocks go up. Bad data, stocks go up. Doesn't even matter, right? KHAO. Yeah, if you're just joining us, don't pay any attention to me, my channel, or the community. We're just quietly changing lives underneath the radar. I love it. I like it. I love it. I want more of it. Disney somehow goes green for some reason. Disney, of course, we got word that ESPN is struggling, and now the NFL takes a 10% stake to keep them floating. And see these gap ups, man? This is why I was saying, right? I was looking at Disney, what, like last week and even the week before, I think maybe in the stream, I was saying, in my opinion, Disney sucks, man. You should bring that back down. So they're keeping Disney down, it looks like. Also, Hershey, as you see, down 8-9 points. Look at that, right? We were talking on stream, right, last week. It was like 190, 188. I was like, yeah, I think they pumped it enough. They might drop it back down. Kaboom! 8 points down. Almost a 5% drop. I mean, again, not to be cocky, but shit's easier than you think. Sound rallied higher after earnings and after I sold short to put more into HGRAF. Yeah, well, I mean, not to beat you up, but you're a fool. If there's a stock you're going to short, it's not going to be SoundHound. You are an animal. My HGRAF buy will outperform my supposed sound profits had I stayed in. Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah, again, we were looking for a break. We might go back to 18. We might go back to 20 plus. But yeah, I mean, technically, the way HGRAF is moving and the volume's still coming in. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could blame you. But again, I just want to remind everybody, this is technically a penny stock, right? I mean, we're looking at HG here, but HGRAF, right, it's an OTC stock, could be very volatile. I just want everyone to understand the risks involved. Oh, yeah. Less than a dime away from testing those highs. HG, you can see again, this one is real time. The OTC quote is delayed. I can pull up the quote in the account, but we know that HGRAF moves with this HG, right? So we could just watch HG in real time, but you can see it ran up, took that next leg higher, right? I was speaking about this before. It looks like, bang, we're going to pop hot, bang, now we pop hot. I mean, I really do think, yeah, it wants more. It wants even more. Market staying down, as you see. Dow trying, looks like fighting to hold 44,000. Should be at 24,000, but I'll put that opinion to the side. Got the NASDAQ down 65 points here. S&P 10 points. HG now just a few cents away from retesting those previous highs. Almost 5 million shares on the Canadian Stock Exchange. Now above average volume. Oh yeah. We do it. We do it. Yeah, the commodities down here have kind of been bouncing around, interestingly enough. I saw the dollar rising. So I thought, you know, like oil puts would be in play, but they're kind of keeping it up. And gold and silver too, you can see, look, we popped up and we're continuing to consolidate and never really took that next leg higher. And same thing with silver again as well. We started to see the climb up when I was talking about SLV calls. Now you can see we wedged down, technically made a higher low. I mean, we really should be up here now, like making a higher high, right? From here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. New all-time high on Schwab. the stock or the platform showing you HGRAF. Good afternoon and happy Monday. Hey, happy Monday, happy Monday. $1.25. Ah, absolutely beautiful. Oh, I love it. Down here, people telling me, oh, I'm up 800%, I'm up 1200%. And again, this worked out beautifully. We were just in the right place at the right time. We did our due diligence. We did our research. We were watching the stock technically, fundamentally. We were watching the stock through the headlines, through the updates, clinical trials, or, well, test trials, right? They're not clinical trials. Oh, too damn good. I mean, you're starting to see a trend here. Had a lot of stocks really explode, like several 100% for us since I first looked at them on the channel. There's a reason why certain names I gave more attention to than others. Every time someone would throw out, right, some random drone stock or something, right? What would I say? I say, hey, listen, it could go up. You know, if you like it, more power to you. Best of luck. But we don't need that here. We don't need any shortcuts. We actually put in the work, we put in the time, and we pick winners here. End of story. And the beat don't stop. Jamon. And the beat don't stop. Yeah, I got on late today. My apologies. We looking at any earnings today, anybody? Don't stop till you get in. Oh, we got Big Bear. ASTS reporting like it matters. Arch Aviation. Alright, we'll hang out for a little bit. GoPro. GoPro, I know, it's kind of like Snapchat. It's like hit and miss from earnings report to earnings report. But it also could have like a 20-30% pop or drop. $200 million market cap the stock is down to. Been outperforming EPS estimates. Oof. What's the matter? Nobody buys GoPros anymore. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, listen, something like this is risky, but if you're looking for something that could pop big, you might want to consider GoPro going into these earnings. I mean, they really beat it up, and it technically has been on the up and up. Very, very interesting. Huh. G Pro. Look at this. Ah, look at how beautiful. Look at how beautiful. Oh, it wants the line. La la la. LAC having that nice pop again. We got that News out of China, we saw stocks like LAC, ALB. They all had really nice pops today. That's why I've been saying, in my opinion, domestic. Domestic. See how Blackberry's doing. Blackberry. Up. 357 today. Up. See, bottoming out. Tap that bottom level a couple of times. Then we break again, maybe. Yeah, then we might be good to go. Might be good to go. Fubo back down in the 350s. Comes right back down to trend line. Prelim numbers were good. Earnings numbers were good. Unless, again, they're just not really letting it pop and explode because, what did someone say? Like, yeah, like right here maybe, like September 10th or something, they're voting. I honestly, I apologize, I do not remember the exact date. But it's coming. Alright, we only have 3 likes on the stream. That's an issue. Like the stream, please. Thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, at first we were stuck in a Bledner, but now we're saving lives. Oh, HG just popped up to 175. Can we see the pump to new highs before market closes? La 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 la. In my opinion, markets should be down huge, but we are barely red, which honestly scares the crap out of me. Still hoping Fubo hits 9. Hey, Fubo! Fubo! Well, like we said, you know, when we first got that news, we saw, what, like 640 or something. So, I mean, in theory, Fubo really should be, you know, 7, 8 once that deal gets finalized. You would think. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. HGRAF to 1,000. Here we go. Oh man, I am so good at this. Lord, it's a damn shame. Yep, and we have retested previous highs. HG on the Canadian Stock Exchange now sitting at 177, having a 32% day, right at previous highs, with a little over 10 minutes to go. Yes, sir. If you are just joining us, I have the mind of a champion, and you should be very grateful that you have stumbled upon our phenomenal community here. Lord, it's a damn shame. Like I said, if we meet up with this line, maybe this top fib right here, 190, $2, huh? Huh? This is very possible. Is possible, probable, Potential. Bang, HG. Bang, HG. In case you didn't know, I got the moves like Jagger. And you do what you want with that information. Bang, HG. Bang, HG. Can you imagine if, like, a hedge fund or something with, like, several hundred million, a couple of billion, actually let me take the reins? Can you imagine? I mean, seriously, think about it. Can you imagine? HG, bang. All day. I'm going to sit here for the next 10 minutes saying it. HG, bang, bang. 187 on the breakup. And right back to it. The buys are coming in. 188, HG, bang. Oh, I'm so good. Yeah, let me log in because let me see if I can just get a quote for HGRAF too. I mean, I don't mind watching HG, but we're in America, so you should look at the stocks that are American. Oh, baby. HGRAF showing me 135 on that breakup. So HGRAF is here right now. 135, 136. Yep, 135. Real-time quote on HGRAF. Market's dropping. I told you guys, man, index puts, VXX calls. If anyone actually listened to me today, you made money. It's that simple. Oh, baby, I love you way. $1.90. Oh. Oh. Truck stop. Hey, letting our air out. Someone's messaging me. I don't care. I do not care. Oh, big rejection. Rejected. Less than 10 minutes to go. Markets, just in the last moment or two, really took a leg lower there. You can see we're breaking back down here if we back us up like a month. Yeah, we actually broke back to the gap fill. We might come down here now. Which, yeah, 130-ish, 140 more point drop potentially. Not sure if it'll happen in the next few minutes, but I mean, realistically, it should, but we'll see. We will see. The Dow. Hey, did that like for you? Hey, I appreciate that, man. I really do. I really do. I appreciate that. Because apparently it's a big deal. And people forget. I forget too, you know? I forget too. I'll watch a video and I'll be like, oh, wow, it was a great video. Well done. And then I'll just move on to the next video, right? When in reality, you should, hey, let me like this video. Let me leave a comment. Hey, you know, awesome video. Thanks. Help out the algorithm. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can't be taught. Just can't be taught. Came out of the womb like this, you know? Just levels above the game. Levels above my competition. Like I said, now they want to talk about HGRAF, right? Right, brothers and sisters? Now it's on their radar. And that's why I am more valuable than they are. Stocks staying down. Staying down. When now we're at lows of the day. Yep. Lows of the day. Continuing to slip. Dow approaching 43.9. I said this again. I got here late, but I came midday. It was like 12:30 or something. But I said, we have the news of that Nvidia, even the AMD, honestly. But AMD was so beat up, so AMD had a better bounce back. See, AMD is like flat. Neoquant, HGRAF, baby. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate that support. And as I said, like you guys heard how I was speaking about it and just how I was analyzing the entire company and like the actual IP, right, that they have and what they're actually bringing to the table. And that's why I was so pumped about it. We knew, could it be speculative? Yes, of course. It's an OTC stock, so we could buy it today at 15 cents. All of a sudden tomorrow it's at 10 cents, right? So we know it can swing. It might take a while. We might need more updates. And then slowly but surely, the snowball is now rolling down the mountain. And now all of social media and thousands of Johnny-come-latelys are now going to not only make me look even damn better, but they're now going to continue to make you all money, even more money, every day. Perfect storm. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So this is something similar to like an ASTS, except in my opinion, the difference is this is like real and justified. And again, look, we popped up and it looks like we're tightening here into like a little triangle, right? So we might pop, tighten, pop, right? We might just keep popping, chilling, popping, chilling. Oh, wait. Yeah, I give you a heart. That's all I can do. It doesn't let me like it. I can only love it. But I'll tell you, I like it, I love it, I want more of it. Who is messaging? Oh, hey, it's my friend. Yeah, we got less than 5 minutes to go, but again, we are about 1 million shares over our average volume now. But again, remember, the average volume is over the last 30 days, and half of those days now, were all as the volume was pouring in and the stock was climbing up, right? So again, before all this happened, this stock, again, they're pretty similar, but, I'm looking at HG, but this stock had a little bit more than HGRAF did. I think HGRAF, if I remember, was like 1.7 or like 1.9 million shares a day. And this one, HG on the Canadian, was like, I want to say like 2.2 or something. So they were down. They were both like 2 million. And now look at the average volume. Average volume is up to almost 5 million. So just inside of the last couple of weeks, the average 30-day volume on HGRAF has increased roughly 150%. It's insane. Palantir. Okay, what about it? Palantir. What am I looking at? Palantir. One of the fakest stocks around. Look at that. Just remember, if all the stocks I mentioned, who even beat earnings consistently, went up like that, do you have any idea how much money people would be making? Yeah, see, Adam, I don't know what that means, brother. You just come in, you say Palantir. I don't know. Shouldn't even have given it a moment of my time. as we're basically watching HGRAF change lives. HGRAF is in here changing lives. Let's take a look at it. And again, look, you can see right as the day started, look, we spiked up because we were chilling. We closed above this trend line, right? You can see we closed right here. We ran up to 3 going into the close. We opened, we pop up, actually hit 310. Have a big rejection. Look, tried to get back above that trend line and then rejected. Of course, market started to pull back, so that's definitely not helping the situation. But MBOT again, right? So we can, but if we extend this one out now, bang, there you go. So if MBOT comes down, we're looking, yeah, maybe like 286. So it was like a couple of cents away. So we don't mind if we reject on this line, but we mind if we break through and drop below this line right now, right? So yeah, you can see even as we're dropping, it's okay if it comes down here or even flash breaks, because you want to see it immediately start to step back up, right? Come in here, come down here, come in here, right? We're still technically on the up and up. That's the pattern you want to keep seeing. Oh. What number do I think HGRAF will pull back to? Well, I don't know. We mentioned this again. I give these figures. We spoke about the triangle, and I literally said, Monday, we're either going to see a breakdown and drop down, or we're going to see a break up and try to head up to this trend line. Again, the analysis doesn't change until a point of impact is hit. You know what I mean? 2 minutes till close. Price bounces around like between 25 and 32. What are you watching? What are you talking about? Oh, $1.25, $1.32? Man. People in here speaking in code. I assume that's what you meant. Still waiting on Adam D to expand on his Palantir mention. Just in here talking to myself. The summer wind, it begins. Walk with me. I was watching HGRAF on Schwab, and yeah. Well, remember, I mean, people got limit orders, right? Some people, they might have put in, oh, hey, listen, we had $1.30, right? That's my limit. That's my sell limit. And you have people probably saying, okay, if it pulls back to, 1.25, 120, I'll step in, I'll buy that dip. So that's what I mean. You have the limits now going wild, executing both buys and sells at key levels. Hey, do you think they will need to dilute to achieve $4? Or with this rhythm, we can achieve that organically? I honestly think we can achieve it organically. I honestly believe that. But we know that if you're a public company and your shares are gaining traction and you are starting to get pumped, you may issue shares really whether you need them or not, just so that you can raise money now off your pumped stock price. But I do think that now, after seeing this, again, we were looking at the triangle, right? We were looking at the triangle. And this reaction, I feel, kind of tells me that even if this company hypothetically was about to issue shares and raise whatever, $20 million, $50 million, of course the stock's going to take a hit. We know that, but I don't think it would really keep it down. I think a lot of people would look at it and say, okay, you know, they're issuing shares, they're raising money, they're gearing up, we're ready to go, the timeline is looking good, right? The trials have been good, everyone's ready to go, and that's why I think that even if this like dropped 50% back here, I think that a lot of people would look at this and say, I got to get in now on this dip because this thing might explode back to the upside. Do you think dilution or reverse split? No, it's not going to be a reverse split. Right? Because if you talk about HGRAF specifically, we're on the OTC, right? So remember to maintain compliance of the exchange you're listed on, right? We're supposed to be down here at pennies a share on the OTC. See, so again, don't get that confused either. We're not on the New York. We're not listed on the NASDAQ. So we don't need to maintain a dollar listing for whatever 30 trading days after dropping, you know, 180 trading days. You know what I'm saying? We're not in that. We're not in that because we're not on that exchange. Oh, I'm watching this move. I forget it's 15 minutes delayed. I'm like, what's happening? But yeah, HG, absolutely beautiful. 190. My goodness. And look, even this was sub a quarter Canadian. Now you're up to almost $2. Wild. And again, I still say technically nothing really happened yet. I mean, yeah, the word got out, you know, people may have seen it trending. They may have seen how much it was up a couple of these days. You know, they went online. Maybe they saw like a video like mine, someone else's video. I know people were saying, right, there was like a chemist or whatever who made a video, whatever. So word is spreading. And that again, that's why I'm saying, even if there is, for any reason, dilution, I really don't, it's not going to be an issue. It's not going to be an issue, in my opinion, anyway. As we know, nothing is guaranteed. Oh, man. I am so glad that, I mean, again, unfortunately, I missed it. I'm not really involved, believe it or not. But I am very glad. Really? This guy's leaf blowing right now? I am very glad that this one worked out for everybody. It's made 11K. You're welcome. You are welcome. Honestly, it's because I'm too damn good, right? That's what it comes down to. That's really what it comes down to. You seriously don't own a single share? Well, again, I had a very tiny account. It took like 2 weeks to open the Fidelity account and get the money cleared to be able to buy an OTC stock. So, yeah, I had the Schwab account. I didn't meet the breakpoint to buy OTC stocks. So I moved over a handful. I'll tell you right now how many shares I got. Hold on. Oh, it's embarrassing. I have 55 shares. Which breaks my heart so much. You have no idea. You have no idea. No, there's definitely still time, and you know, again, hopefully I can move over a couple of bucks while I can and when I can and grab whatever. You know, 50 shares, 100 shares where I can. But it just really pains me because you knew how much conviction I had, and yeah, man, I mean, I minimum I should have had at least 10K, if not six figures of my own capital in that position by now. And I should be up very handsomely. The USS Degenerate. $50. All right, Rico. Wait, we got earnings, right? Who we want? All right, we got BBAI. Oh, and it's up. We recently broke that trend line that we were watching. Okay, 2%. I don't think we got numbers yet, though. Okay, seeing a little bit of a pop on BBAI right now, awaiting those numbers. Yeah, Southern, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, there's still time for HGRAF, but again, my personal cost basis should be like 10 cents a share, not $1.50. That's what kills me. What's a moat? Gonna buy a few more shares tomorrow. The moat is I mean, you know, they call it the moat, but it's really IP. You know, that's what the moat comes down to. Did you find your own niche in the market? You know, are you able to do something that no one else is really doing yet right now? Yeah, no, you're right. It's not even worth thinking about. But I mean, it hurts me. It hurts me. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, that's what it means. I mean, unless someone else feels there's a different definition for the moat. BBAI. Hanging up around 3%. Who else is reporting? Let's see. We got Aklo. I remember some people were talking about that one. Flat. We're waiting. ASTS. We're waiting. Whoa, 6 million. Whoa. $15 billion market cap. Go to Archer Aviation. Whoa. There we go. We got a big drop and a instant rebound in Archer, ACHR. Even though I'm not seeing numbers. Okay. Oh, love it. I can't. I'm not going to sit here and go to each company's website. So. Plug Power. Wow. Forgot about that one. This stock, I remember, I think it was Robinhood back in the day, right? It was giving you like free shares of the stock. The freaking thing ran up to like $40 for literally no reason. And it's down after hours, dropping about 6.5% now, sub $1.50. Revenue beats, loss per share, 200 million. Wider than expected loss on a revenue beat. How's this stock been doing? Oh my goodness. And I remember, bro, I'm telling you, over here, people were like, yo, you like this one? You think it's a, and I said, stay away from all of these fuel cell, battery, EV stocks that got massively pumped. I said, stay away. Right? And there were people who didn't listen who bought shares at 20 and 30. Now the stock's at $1. That's what I mean. If I'm going to roll the dice personally into a situation to where I may lose 80%, 90% of my capital, then you might as well do something like HGRAF, right? What the heck are you buying something overvalued like this for and just watching it bleed and drop over the years? You're better off just buying HGRAF and just hoping, that announcement comes through and, hey, boom, all of a sudden, you got some crazy stock that you bought when nobody else was looking at. Oh, wait. How's the GoPro doing? GoPro. And we're flat. GoPro. What do I think of smart cities? I don't know. It sounds pretty stupid. Mode is IP, graphene purity at 99%. Yeah? Yeah. Blow it out your ass. You think it's time to get deep on that? Find the next one. Nah. Buy low cap stuff when people can't see the value. It's like buying a stock with free downside protection. It's an interesting way to look at it. Who we? Oh yeah, Big Bear. Oh, Big Bear. Q2 EPS loss of 71. Whoa, no way. No. I hope that's a typo. Sequential improvement in the balance sheet and record cash balance. Right, but we're bleeding every quarter. I love when companies mention that. It's like, oh yeah, well, yeah, we got the most cash ever on hand. It's like, yeah, but you're going to lose it in the next 2 quarters. Company now projects full year 2025 revenue between 125 and 140 million. All right, what's our market cap? We were at 2, at 7. Yeah, so we were trading 16, 17 times this full year number. The losses though seem to be extreme right now. Robust balance sheet, quote, allows us to make significant transformational investments to shape the future of Big Bear. Our capital raising activities this quarter coincide with the tremendous opportunities we see coming from the One Big Beautiful Bill, particularly in the Department of Homeland Security, and several of which are uniquely aligned to our core capabilities. Yeah, so basically, they're not raising the red flag on the hopes that once this bill goes through, they're just going to get an order. Which, of course, could absolutely happen. And because it's a small company with AI in the name that's already overvalued, social media will, of course, take it up to $48 a share. So this could still be in play. Quote, this legislation will bring a generational investment and provides over $170 billion in supplemental funding to the Department of Homeland Security and $150 billion to the Department of Defense for disruptive defense technology. Right, that's the money going to the departments, not going to the company. I love how they always mention it, right? Oh, they're giving them $150 billion, so if we could just get 1.5% of that, right? That's a terrible way to look at it. But that's me. That's my opinion. This is not incremental funding for innovation. This is a transformative level of investment. As a mission-ready AI company with a national and border security focus, it's directly in our lane. Beyond the opportunities that we're pursuing in the U.S. this quarter, we signed a transformative partnership with leading companies in the UAE under the IHC umbrella, focused on accelerating the development and adoption of AI across several domains and applications. This is just the beginning of our international expansion and demonstrates the need for big bears. Yeah. While we are very optimistic with these significant investments and growth opportunities, we have also seen disruptions in federal contracts from efficiency efforts this quarter, most notably in programs that support the U.S. Army. Sip the coffee. As they seek to consolidate and modernize their data architecture, and in turn, we have adjusted our full year guidance this quarter to reflect these disruptions. Again, with the record cash balance, we're making investments. Revenue decreased 18%, right? And I tell people it's overvalued. You can't just get sucked in because it says AI in the name, right? And I got people leaving me comments. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You're going to listen to this guy. There you go. Brought in almost 40 million. Now we're down to 32.5. Due to lower volume on certain Army programs. Yet, we're talking about how much money is coming into the departments and what we might get. Wishful thinking, that's what it's called. Gross margin 25%, was almost 28%. Net loss 228.6 million compared to a net loss of 14.4 million. Increase driven by non-cash changes in derivative liabilities of 135.8 million associated with changes in the fair value of convertible features of the 2029 notes and warrants. Right, so they devalued them. As well as a non-cash goodwill impairment charge of 70 mil. Adjusted EBITDA loss of 8.5 mil, was 3.7. 21.5. M&A. Year-over-year decrease. Lower legal expenses. Backlog of 380 million. I hate to put it out there, but it feels like STEM all over again. We're making note of the backlog, yet we technically keep seeing decrease in revenue and we're missing earnings. Due to uncertainty on certain Army programs, as well as anticipated growth. You know what? I can't even read about this anymore. Yeah, margin took a hit. R&D expense went up. Restructuring charges went up. Oh, it was an increase? I don't know. Again, I don't see it, but if we're saying AI is the wave of the future, then these companies are just getting everything they need. They're giving them every leg to stand on. Wow. That's a big jump in shares. Yeah, see the way assets jumped up here? But again, 390 of it is cash. Right? So technically it's down to like 50, and it was 90. I don't know, man. I feel like people are giving this particular stock a little too much credit. Total assets technically up. Total liabilities slightly down. I don't know. I don't like it. That's just my opinion. Stock now down 23.4%. Back down here. Technically, basically back to where'd we look at it? It was like right here. That's what I mean. You know, it has a pop after I look at it. People talk shit. They think I don't know what I'm talking about. And now you dropped it, and it's now lower than where it was when I first made the video. You can't help everybody. You cannot help everybody. Who else did we have? Aqua. Yeah, we're down and then we're up. Loss per share, 18 cents. We were looking for a loss of 11 cents. Yeah, seeing a bunch of EPS misses here. Oh, goodness. So, Aklo technically with a little bit of a wider than expected loss. Stock pretty much flat right now. See how our old friend ASTS is doing. Up. Up. Oh, look. We brought in 1.1 million. Stock is up. All right, just take a moment to wrap your head around this. Stock is up. Quote, we are confirming our fully funded plan to deploy 45 to 60 satellites into orbit by 2026 to support continuous service in the US, Europe, Japan, and other strategic markets, including the US government. We also have planned orbital launches every 1 to 2 months on average during 2025 and 2026. Quote, in orbit today, we have 6 satellites, 5 fully operational, and 1 test satellite for both commercial and government applications, yet you've only made $1 million. We have completed the assemble of microns for phased arrays of 8 Block 2 Bluebird satellites, and we were on target to complete 40 satellites equivalent of microns by early 26 to support full voice, data, and video space-based cellular broadband services. Quote, following our recent announcement of LS band spectrum access, we now have a path for premium spectrum on a global basis, which is uniquely valuable with our innovative technology backed by over 3,700 patent and patent pending claims to support up to 120, megabits per second peak data. Okay. Followed by the United Kingdom, of course. I'm hearing trucks and machines right now. My apologies. Really? Really? Can't stand this crap. Continued expectations for revenue of 50 to 75 million in the second half of 25. Still not enough money to justify the value right now. Yep. Yes, we just read this. FM1 is expected to be ready to ship in August. Mutually determined launch date after. 7th satellite in orbit. Okay, yeah, we're growing. Yeah. Receive court approval. Yeah. 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 Okay. Eight contracts with the government. Okay. $1.5 billion in cash. I mean, listen. I mean, you know, if someone exploded my stock over 2,000% before it was ready, I'd use it to raise some capital as well. Yep, yep, yep. Huh. Hmm. 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 Yep. Well, it's up almost 3%. It is what it is. We love our ASTS. Let's recheck Archer. Slightly flat. Losses in line, it looks like. We got Elf today? No. No. Let's check. Right. Plug was down, right? Yep. G Pro. Chilling. Not chilling. Oh, people were talking about what? USAR? Go. Technically, slightly more narrow than expected loss for USAR. Not seeing many names that a lot of people are interested in. Yep. I told him I don't trust him. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, last time I was talking about this stock, I think I was saying, like, we could potentially, yeah. Yeah, I was saying we should break back down to here. Looking like about 340. Stock right now at 540. And you can see we're technically back below this trend line here. So we may just immediately come down to like here. Maybe it'll pause. Everybody make sure to like the stream, please. Thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, they might really beat this one up. But again, anytime it dips, you know, there's always people out there who buy the dips on these names just because they're a tech stock, just because they're whatever, you know, in the cybersecurity space, or they're tied to Bitcoin or something like this, AI company, right? So there's people out there buying these dips. Oil, yeah, slightly started to pull back. Gold, I mean, still looks like it's still just kind of gearing up for a pop. Silver actually maybe looks a little weaker. Like tomorrow morning. Ah, you got your Circle stock. I know everybody was pumped about this one, right? 36 billion market cap. Last quarter we brought in $500 million. Uh-huh. Yep, this stock should come back down here, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. Oh, on. We looked at this, didn't we? Yeah, maybe we didn't look at it. I don't remember. We got Bitfarm before the open. Mm. Nothing too crazy. Hey, Joe, how we doing? How we doing, brother? .3D Systems revenue, about 95 million, 16% decrease. Operating expenses reduced significantly. Company saw double-digit growth in its med tech and aerospace markets. I'm doing well, brother. Thank you, thank you. Everybody, I'm sure is pretty pumped watching that HGRAF climbing. MedTech segment 13% year over year. Aerospace defense revenue 84% year over year, including the retirement 88 million debt, share repurchase initiatives, positive cash flow by 26, repurchased 8 million shares. All right, we got a lot of action taking place here behind the scenes. 3D. Citing the company's unique capability, 3D print technology, ability to meet high reliability component demands. Expects continued impact from tariffs, yep, of course, but remains focused on improving efficiencies. Yeah. Okay. So this stock now, out of curiosity, Dallas, $250 million market cap, really? Yeah, they are kind of getting some fundamentals in check, though. This thing went on a heck of a ride. Massive volume comes in from free stimulus money. Stock is down huge. We could potentially be turning the corner, though. This one's risky, but I mean, it could be in play. You could see a potential rise back up to like 2.5, which of course is pretty nice percentage return if you wanted to play it. I did have a good weekend, Joe. Thank you. I hope you did as well. Had some family come over yesterday. Actually, we were hanging out with the kids, enjoying the pool, sunshine, the little BBQ. We had burgers. We had the little sausage. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. Oh, the Dow rebounded. I didn't even see that. See how Big Bear is holding up. Yep, completely flattening that trend line. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, that means it wants to break it. It really shouldn't be holding this trend line. We can't let every stock be like ASTS and Palantir. We have to be realistic. Enough is enough. Baby. Apple fall soon. Yeah, well, you know, again, I had a put on Apple that expired on Friday. So, of course, first thing today, Monday, you can see that Apple dropped 6 points immediately after the open. Came back up, really should be a rejection here and should come back down and make lower lows. I still say Apple puts. But of course, the 6 point drop, you know, happens after the puts expire, as is tradition. BBAI. BBAI. Hey, blow that cherries. Hey, again. Again. Smoke on the water. Oh, viewership rising. I'm like the new Paramount over here, Netflix. How you doing? How you doing? Up, you can see up. Slowly breaking that line. Uh-oh. Piscadios. Volare. Oh. E cantare. Whoa. Hey, if you are just joining us, I am too damn good, and I ask that you like the stream, please. Thumbs up. Algorithm, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is all about the algorithms, as they are slowly taking over the world. We must appease our algorithms. You honestly might see the stock drop like 40%. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Ow, I just bashed my own. I just know that a lot of people were watching this one, and a couple of people gave me crap when I did my last video on it. So now I'm just gonna sit here and just enjoy this big redness that I'm watching. Oh, it's beautiful. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. How could you listen to this guy? How can you listen to this guy? I am going to step away for a moment and stretch my legs. I'll be right back. Yep. Yeah, not much more going on. Got on late, only streamed for about an hour and a half. Big Bear still dropping though, huh? 28%. Oh, baby. Wow. Yeah, big drop on gold and silver right at the close. Oh, we're doubting the Ukrainians, eh? Hmm. Policia! Policia! This just in, Big Bear in free fall. Oh, yeah. Dope, dope. Dope, dope. Yay. Wow. Actually looks like it's bottoming out, tightening. Might be ready to drop again. We might be ready to drop again. Yeah, and that's crazy. I was looking at it, 2.5, saying it'd be a good buy right now on some shares. It's a good price. Mid-low twos. Bang, now it's up to 3. Oh, the sirens are coming. Okay. Big sirens. Oh, baby. Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, they said. That's what they said. Yep. Oh man. Any questions? Anything you guys want to look at? Anything? Bueller. Bueller. Mm-hmm. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep, yep. Mm. So we're talking, that's like a 2.5, 3% climb right there on the dollar. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Hmm. Dow is technically now below this trend line. Hmm. Very interesting. Looks like the Dow's going to remain weak, in my opinion. And if we come up here, what's the low here? 675, 673, 673. So if we go to the low, we're still technically below that trend line. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. We may see markets pull back. Hmm. 62.14, 62.12. We go 62.12. The S&P It's the only index that is actually still above that monthly support. Interesting. However, we know that a big weighted part of the S&P is now Nvidia, which technically received negative news in my eyes. There's Nvidia with the same move right before the close. Top analyst firm sees 20% more upside, hikes target. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. My goodness. 50% just in the last few months. Look at this. Ah. These were technically the lows that we were looking for at the indices in 70, 89. Yeah, see, it hits right there. Yeah, this was today, though. That's what I mean. So you'd have to go back before. Technically below that trend line. Interesting. Very interesting. Big bear. He's a big bear. I'm not muted, am I? He's a big bear. I'm not muted. No, I'm not muted. Yep. Not sure if there's much else to say. right? I said we saw that spike back here last week in yields, you remember? And I said that's where they want to take them. And now that's where we are. So this 10-year should come back up above 4 1/3. Yep, which would put the 20-year. What are we looking at? That's cutting through. Alright, first week of April, beginning of July. That's that trend line. You'd be looking at 4 9 1/3. And again, if no, I really think markets are going to start selling off for the next month or two. They really should anyway, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. Yep, you can see, look, dollar popped up, big green candles, tightening down, technically preparing for another pop upward. Alright, if they showcase where we might want to go, then that's where we're going. Maybe something like this right here. What's this? 99, 141, 141. That's close enough. Bang. Come across like that right there. Bang. Huh? 99 1/3. Almost a 1% move to the upside on the dollar. Again, we have 10 and 20-year yields and the dollar all potentially set to climb as the Dow and the NASDAQ have technically broken recent support. The S&P is like right at it, so we can see that break potentially down to the moving average. What's that? 63.50. That'd be a 23-point haircut, so almost 1/3% we could drop potentially tomorrow. That's what it looks like. In my opinion. How's that mbot looking? Mbot. 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 Ampex still up there. Very nice. He's a very nice. One of the fakest stocks around. Amazing. Also, Sentinel-1 we were looking at in the past. Just wanted to mention to you guys, look at this. Look at this. Alright, had big volume come in, multiple earnings beats. Had huge volume come in. Potentially, I know people were speculating about them getting bought out or whatever. And now you can see, boom, look at that. They look, you want to talk about a drastic overreaction on not getting a buyout bid? So in my opinion, Sentinel, I always said I liked it. And yeah, down here in the mid-teens. That's okay, Nick. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day, you know. HGRAF raging once again. Breaking up and out of that triangle we were looking at last week. Taking a look at 701 right now, though. I like it. Look at that. I like it. Look at that. I like it. Had a big margin drop there. I like it. And it looks like once we hit around that high 2, potentially right around 300 million a quarter, they're going to be net income positive. And this is why, again, like, it seems like a lot, and, you know, it might be a little ways to go, but the rate at which they're growing and chunking up the business and the revenue year over year. I mean, again, technically, the profit margin dropped in Q1, but 229 million, right? That's what I mean. You can see it slowly, a couple of million at a time, just stepping higher, 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 right? You can kind of see what's taking place here. And again, the stock was holding this support at around 17 and change, low 17, high 17, right? Bouncing around. Earnings were good the last 2 quarters. We had the pop up here on the rumor that someone was going to buy them out. In my opinion, they're worth more than this, but we popped up to 2140, and then supposedly that was just a rumor, and look, we brought it back down over 10% lower than where it was before said rumor. So this stock really took a hit, and it might be an overreaction here. Again, looking at the forecast, I mean, look at this. I haven't even checked this in a while. But we can see we have 39 analysts covering this position, 22 giving it a strong buy, 3 giving it a buy, 14 giving it a hold. Not one analyst was recommending a sell or strong sell. Average price target almost 23. There you go. Missed by 1 cent on EPS a couple of quarters ago. That was the only time over the last 7 quarters. Revenue, nothing but beats over the last 7 quarters. We check annually. We're beating annually. And again, started out rough, and we've been beating annual EPS as well. And again, even taking the losses into the account, you're bringing $1 billion, so let's say it still cost you 200-something mil, right? So we'll put it at $750,000. Again, we have essentially no debt, right? Look at this. As of Q1, $12.5 million in debt. Free cash flow up year over year. Sitting here still with almost $200 million in cash. Assets outweighing liabilities. Equity hanging out around $1.5 million. Shares continue to increase, but that's a trend we see all over Wall Street. I don't know. I think it's an overreaction. I think down here, the 15s, even if they want to beat it up again here, low 14s, I like it. I like it. Earnings due out in a couple of weeks. Looking for 242 million now. EPS estimating almost 3 cents a share. Again, this is Sentinel 1, ticker symbol S. This is a cybersecurity company. Market cap about $5.25 billion. And like I said, the assets, got some cash, doing some business. That's why, again, you in my opinion, you could put fair value. I'd say maybe like $2 billion and change, $2 to $2.5 billion, and you can see we're trading like just about 2x that, which in this market is pretty cheap. I do like. I think it's a decent area for a cost. on Sentinel One shares, in my opinion. However, we were just looking at the potential rise in the 10 and 20 year yield and the rise in the dollar and the break of support on 2 out of 3 of our major indices. So if markets do continue to drop, then they may just take this with it, and you may be able to get it for $1 or so cheaper. We'll see how that works out. I mean, if we do even from here, from the gap up, if we were to like draw our trend line down, again, you know, it could be around 14, low 14s, but I don't know, I think it's an overreaction. Oh, everybody left. I'm in here talking to myself. Damn. Damn. See how Big Bear is doing. It's your Big Bear. The Big Bear. The Big Bear. I'm here while I'm holding at work. Alright. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I just saw viewers drop down to like 3. That's why I was like, wow, everybody left. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Again, you know, sometimes I'm thinking out loud. You know, I'm sitting here doing a little analysis, and like I said, I may have given you guys a nice little roadmap for tomorrow to not only expect what could be coming, but also if you wanted to play some options, right? You could do that too. Joe's got me on the loudspeaker. Got the whole crew listening to me over there. Should put on some tunes so it's not completely silent. I agree. However, wouldn't we get like a strike or whatever if I just put on music? That's another reason too, because I thought of that too. Like, oh, I could just, you know, open up another tab on the other screen and just throw on a song or something. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. The rules of the road. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe, hey, if we got a musician in the community, you know, you can give us a nice little medley on a keyboard or something. And that could be our, kind of like our hold music. Always open. Always open. I remember, I think it was like 2 years ago, someone's like, oh yeah, I'm going to make you maybe an intro and an outro. You know, people have like music playing for a few seconds. You should do that on your videos. I said, oh, all right, awesome. I appreciate that. You know, let me know when you got something. So that was 2 years ago. So, again, that is not an area of expertise for me. We know what area I'm in, right? I'm in the area picking winners and abusing the Johnny-come-latelys when they show up. That's the area I'm in. I'm in the area changing lives, right? We know that. We know that. That's why we all got to stay in our lane. My lane, I think, is an express lane, though. Might even be a little bit wider than everyone else's lane because I am that damn good. I am. So we got better lanes over here. But yeah, if there's a musician in the house, we would like some hold music. Oh my goodness. Drop it down on the split and slowly bounce and bring it back up. Bringing it back up. Bring it back up. 130 incoming. Coke. COKE. One of the best stocks out there. PayPal. Still below this trend line because they are destroying this poor stock. we extend that out, what's this looking like? 65.80. All right, just another point or so. Of course, they just beat earnings again very nicely, as is tradition. PayPal beasting, stock being kept down. In my opinion, you got an easy, potentially 100%, if we do completely gap fill, you're talking about roughly 150% move on PayPal, PYPL, from roughly around this price range. And again, I know people might be beating them up. The money might have flowed out of something like PayPal. A lot of people are watching, like Fed rates and whatnot. Then, if we lower them, then we can start pumping some of the financials. Like, I do understand that argument, but I still say, numbers don't lie, and this company has been holding its own. It's been doing good business, predominantly coming in above estimates. Again, as you see, bottom of the screen, you're seeing a lot of greens. Right? But the stock has come down and essentially remained flat for a very long time. But if we're heading into 2026, which everyone is basically anticipating is going to be a really good year for not even just the country, but of course, the rest of the world and stuff, with the supposed breakthroughs coming out of AI and everything, right? Everyone's freaking tech heavy. Tech's going to save the world, fix all our problems. And I still think also that with the income from tariffs coming in, I mean, Trump also potentially floating the idea multiple times of lowering or even potentially like dissolving the income tax. I mean, all of these things, like, we know, of course, regardless of what happens, like, the banks are going to benefit, but something like PayPal, I think we have something very interesting brewing here. And again, even after I first looked at it and thought it was an overreaction, they continued to bring it down for several months. And then we bounced it all the way back to the 90s. Essentially, it looked like about 70% of this drop was kind of regained. And then we recently brought it back down. And we're kind of hanging out around support. So I really do still think, again, even conservatively, if we bounce it and let's just say we follow like this trend line and we slightly make higher highs here, even like 1.0, the low hundreds, 104, 107, right? Stock right now, it's in the 60s. Food for thought right there. Food for thought. Company bringing in $8 billion in revenue a quarter, which is roughly 32+ billion in revenue for the year. Current market cap, $64 billion. So we're trading exactly 2x annual revenue. Not even looking at profits. I'm just looking at total revenue number. And we have a PE now of sub 15 on PayPal. So that's why I'm still watching it. You guys know sometimes it's good to have someone like me kind of looking at some potential value that could be on the horizon of a stock that maybe a lot of people have given up on, right? So we can be potentially one of the first ones to step in and kind of like start that wave. Because of course, if that does happen and it starts moving, once it hits 90, 95, 100, that's when the Johnny-come-latelys are going to be talking about PayPal, how it just broke up above resistance, and how, it's massively undervalued. We see 40% upside from PayPal, right? But you're telling me that at 100. Meanwhile, we were looking at it at 50, 60, 70, You're the Johnny-come-lately right there. That's what I mean. They can try to imitate me. They can try to speak like me. Obviously, they never will because I was a trained broker. But also, that they can try to replicate. They will never be me. Oh, we got the chat laughing about Big Bear. Apparently we have I'm sure a lot of like the Reddit bros and whatnot were like, yo, this thing's going to 28 or whatever the freaking price target they put on it. Again, even something like SoundHound, right? Very interesting. Because I think we initially looked at it at like 4, and then I kept doing updates when it was like 2.5, $1.70 and stuff. We were staying on it. I was doing an update on SoundHound like every couple of weeks. And see, that's the difference, right? Because the stock started to climb up to whatever, 4 or 5. Then we got that top line resistance of 8. And then supposedly that's where the short squeeze happened, right? And the stock blew up to over 20. But remember, all of the Reddit bros, all of those forums, that's what they were looking for, right? So they may have exited the stock, or they're walking around touting about, you know, how awesome they are. But in reality, they're missing the big picture, right? So they played the short-term short squeeze. However, we, on this channel, because I'm the best, we were analyzing the true situation and the potential massive horizon that we were seeing with what could be coming over the years with a company like SoundHound and that type of voice AI assistance technology. At least I was, anyway. So that's what I mean. Like, you know, they're playing it for the short term. They may have caught their pop. A bunch of people may have made money. But at the end of the day, we did real analysis here on this channel, provided by yours truly, of course. And it cements its value. It's not a play. It's not a I mean, if you guys want to trade it, you know, if you get in shares at 8 and it runs up to 16 and you want to sell and then you buy back in at whatever 11 and you catch a run up to 19, like, I get it. But at the end of the day, the value is cemented there. And that's why I'm saying, as much as these Reddit bros want to trade a stock like that now and make some potential short-term gains, it could be another one of those game-changing situations where it wasn't about trading the stock. It was about one of our original strategies, which is to accumulate shares and consistently build a position in a company that you know could potentially explode and really take over a space. And that's why the bros on Reddit are piling into something like BBAI, and right now they're down 30%. Meanwhile, if you consistently piled into something like SoundHound at 4, at 230, at 170, back at 2.5, back up at 440, at $6, do you understand the difference? Even with markets pulling back, SoundHound now is still giving us big positive news, big headlines, and the stock hitting $16 today, as expected, of course, running right up perfectly to our trend line. Right now, after hours, it looks like we're sitting right at it, but we closed at 1590, up 2 1/3 points, 17 1/3%. Look at the volume that came back into SoundHound here. Look at this. You'd have to go back to the breakout in the first week of December last year. That's why I keep saying, everyone's out there trying to make a quick buck. They want to trade. They want to charge people like you, you know, $20, $40 a month so you could listen to their trades. Listen, more power to them. I wish them the best of luck. I am literally narrowing down through all of this due diligence, through all of this analysis, and I am cherry picking and giving to you on a silver platter the stocks that should warrant your time, energy, attention, and liquidity. And that's why I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what I want to start charging. I can pick. The sky's the limit. You can't cap me because the returns are exponential. So something like, oh, this other guy charges 30, so, you know, maybe you should charge like 50. Like, with all due respect, I understand you don't want to pay an arm and a leg a month. And the last thing I want to do is scare a bunch of people away and make them think I'm greedy, which is impossible, right? Because I've been working for free for the last 4 years. But I don't want to scare anyone away. But again, you know, oh, they're charging 30, 40, you should charge 50. Again, I could charge whatever I want. And unless it's literally a massive chunk of your account, in my eyes, it really shouldn't be an issue. But again, that's just the way I look at it. But I remember even when I first started, people were stunned that I wasn't charging. And someone even posted there's a guy out there who just looks at gold. All he does is talk about gold, right? He sends you like a newsletter once a month, I think, or something, whatever. And he tells you about gold, what gold did, what he expects gold to do. And he literally only talks about gold. I'm not saying gold and silver. No, gold. And listen, he might be one of the best to do it, right? I'm not bashing him. Honestly, I didn't look into it, but I respect it. If if you're putting 100% into one commodity like that, I mean, you do have to kind of respect it. But long story short, just as a point of reference, that guy's charging $199 a month to keep you up to date about gold, right? Just think about that. You got kids out here. They never took a finance course, right? They never even worked as a teller in a bank. And they're over here, on Instagram and stuff, telling you about their trades, and they're trying to sell you people books and courses. It's like you didn't even go down that road yourself. How do you have the audacity to supposedly develop a course on your own and then try to make money off of it to selling it to other people? Like, what the heck? How is that even possible? But what breaks my heart even more is people out there buy it. That's what breaks my heart. What's crazy, it's the Canadian mining community that really started this run for HGRAF. People still don't know. Oh, okay. Of course, I found it first. Right. Okay. Awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah, Nick, I believe Nick is up there in Canada. So if that's kind of the vibe behind a lot of this volume and a lot of this movement, then we may only potentially be just kind of like tapping the iceberg there. We may have much more upside to go once word spreads to domestically here in the States, South America, overseas in Europe. Middle Eastern money potentially starts pouring into the stock. Again, we're talking, through different funds and whatnot. Could be big. Could be pretty big. I mean, it already is big, but again, could be pretty big. Yep. But yeah, Soundhound, I like the whole story. And again, of course, we could always make the argument that we're overvalued with a lot of these stocks that are staying up and kind of holding a lot of these levels. Right? As much as I like Soundhound, again, we could always really chunk the stock down if market's correct. But over the long term, again, I do still believe there is much more value here. Something stupid like GameStop going to 10 billion market cap. Imagine what HGRAF could be. Yeah, phenomenal point. Phenomenal point. And that's why, even as we started moving with HGRAF, right, we're sitting here, we're talking about like a couple $100 million or something. What are we looking at? 300 million. 300 million. And again, once we get news that like, oh yeah, our facility's like 100% ready to go, boom, a catalyst like that should technically pop the stock higher. Oh, we just got an order from, whoever to use our graphene in cement, frickin' who cares, right? Using it to build somebody's deck or whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter. It's going to be the news, it's going to be the momentum, it's going to be the positivity, it's going to be the story. I'm telling you, right? We got a guy revving outside right now. I hear him. The mic not be picking it up. Might not be picking it up, but oh man, it's coming. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. I will tell you what. $40 a share. Again, tripling from here would bring us to $1 billion. It could happen off of hype, volume, FOMO. I would feel much, much better about it if it was because of revenue. So again, as we approach the facility in Texas coming online, if we start hearing like, yeah, the facility will be up soon and the phone's ringing off the hook with people, you know, placing pre-orders. Like, if we hear something like that, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Again, we have to hope that they can execute and not pull a stem, but sky should be the limit. Sell the t-shirts, stock by the numbers on the back. Who's who in my line of work. That's it, 100%. We know who's who in my line of business. We know that. We have established it. Again, even all of last week, in my opinion anyway, perfectly calling the symmetrical triangle forming. And again, I said in my opinion, you know, I'd really sway 80-90% that we should break up as opposed to break down. God, it's just so beautiful when you're right, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. If you're talking about something, you know what you're talking about, you're right. It's a good feeling. It is a good feeling. HGRAF to 138. I told him to buy it at 9 cents, 10 cents. And apparently it seems like only a small percentage of people actually took a position. They won't pull a stem, their tech is too important. Yeah, 100%, I agree. I agree. They'd probably go out and frickin' hire 1,000 minds instantaneously to help rectify these manufacturing, these supply issues, get these logistics in order and pump these orders out. I do agree with that. Especially, supposedly, we heard Q1 26. We're talking about a potential listing. I believe it's on the NASDAQ. Telling you, I think it's going to be big. I think it's really going to be big. And STEM, I think someone wanted me to do a video. Yeah, I don't know. STEM came out. They posted a much more narrow than expected loss. They were expecting $2.75 roughly loss per share. They posted a loss of $1.79, bringing in revenue of $38.4 million. Analysts expecting about $32.5 million. So STEM, for the last 2 quarters now, has beaten earnings and slowly stepped its way up. The problem is, you know, it took them like 4 years to do it, and we recently underwent a 1-for-20 reverse stock split. So, thanks for nothing. But I know people wanted me to talk about STEM. I don't know. That's really all I got to talk about, because regardless of what they're saying, I mean, technically, in my opinion, I still don't trust them. Right? I lost money. I think they dropped the ball. Oh, they dropped the ball. La la. La la la. Still like Fubo? Yeah, of course. Of course. Prelim numbers above expectation. Actual numbers above expectation. I think it's like, what, like in the next month and a half, we're going to supposedly have the vote. And, yeah, hopefully no, like, spaz judge says anything stupid or anything. And we're able to pop back up, hopefully, to $6-7. I do still like Fubo. Good old Fubo. Yep. Yeah, would like to get to at least 20 likes before I end the stream. Like the stream, thumbs up. How you doing, algorithm? Algorithm, how you doing? Did I see HGRAF? Of course. Of course. I am too damn good at this. And I am just glad that the cream's rising to the top. The cream is rising to the top now. Oh, man. Let's look at that perfect break out of the triangle. Like they say, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I can only do so much. The rest is up to you. Hey, we're at 19 likes. How you doing? Thumbs up, algorithm. Algorithm. Oh, beautiful. On the way to 150. $1.50. I mean, listen, you're not getting the same price we had a couple of weeks ago. As I say, it's OTC, it's volatile, right? We saw 31% today. We could go down 30% tomorrow. So I want everyone to understand the risks involved. In my opinion, I think it's in play, and technically nothing happened yet except volume, and the stock's up huge. So if we do get news of something actually happening, it technically should go even higher. Yeah, HGRAF 150 potentially incoming. We bounced. We came right off that. Yep. Now we're channeling down, potentially gearing up to pop up again, which means stocks should go lower. If you're just joining us, like the stream, thumbs up. Thank you, algorithm. 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 Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Another one of our phenomenal calls on this channel, brought to you by yours truly at $1.20. Look at these calls I make. That's why I'm saying, people really should take advantage, because if I did have 50, 100,000 a couple of years ago when I started, I'd probably be close to seven figures, if not above it. And at that point, I may not care as much about helping other people. So that's why I always said over the years, this is when, this whole time was when everyone should have really been taking me seriously. But yeah, Ricey, I mean, look at that. Look at how tight. Look at how tight. Yeah, it's on the up and up. To pull up a 5-year chart. What a recovery. And look, you can see this is a 5-year chart. Top golden fib resistance level, 1466. We technically got above it today. And I think if we do get above it, I think we go right there to above 15. And then you're looking at 16. So even from here, I think there's at least 10% upside. Ricardo letting us know the rules that stocks only go up. Of course, let's not forget. Let us not forget the rules. Please like the stream, give it a thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Watching Big Bear dissolve in real time. This stock should be $3. Said it when I did a video. Had some people talking some shite. Now we're back at 5. Oh, how sweet it is. Looking for that 20th like on the stream. Waiting for that big 2-0. Yeah, Saba, I love you. A lot of people missed the boat, and that's one of the biggest questions I've been getting. So, I mean, I don't know. In the moment, no. As I always said, the plays are the plays. After they run, people buy it at the top, then they ask me what I think about it. Stock runs, they don't take it seriously, completely miss out on it. Then they want to know, oh, what else are you looking at? Oh, it's a shame, it really is. That's why the truth is, everybody has a little bit of money and everyone's out there investing. They just don't know what to do with it. Alright, so it's been over 2.5 hours. We are struggling to get our 20th like. So, now I'm all upset. Yeah. That's enough, though. We, of course, will continue our phenomenal HGRAF watch tomorrow. Hopefully, as we see the stock hit another high. And, yeah, I want to thank everyone for hanging out, spending some time with me, supporting the channel, and all that good stuff. So, thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you tomorrow.